Adam here with Brooksaw Antiques. Today we have this 1966 Smith Corona Sterling vintage portable typewriter. I'm going to show you how to use the functions and make sure they all work. Made in the USA, and one of the more popular machines during this era. And this is one of my favorites, not only because it's, fancy or anything like that. Um, it's because it's reliable, easy to use, fun to type on, and it's like a domestic car where you can kind of beat it up if you want, and you don't have to worry about getting fingerprints on it or anything. Up top is the adjustable paper guide. This helps you guide the page in straight and line that up with the edge of the platen, which is the main roller that feeds the paper. This is the left margin. I'm going to set that on 0 and the right one around 75. This is the paper support arm that flips up from the back. And this is the paper bail that sits on top. It's got 2 adjustable rollers. Holds the page down nice and tight. And if you load the page a little bit crooked, it's pretty good, but you can straighten it with the paper release on the right side. Flip that towards you, and then you can straighten it. Flip it back. Now we have a straight page. Once you hear the bell, you're near the end of the margin. Hit the slide space, gets you back at the beginning, and skips 1, 2, or 3. Right now we have it on single, but if you want double, just flip that switch back right there. Skips 2. One more, it skips 3. We're going to keep that on single for now and finish typing. As you can see, all the keys type nice and none of them skip or stick. I'll type a sentence in red on the next line. Switch from black to red. There's a switch on the right side here. Flip that down to the red indicator. It prints the bottom portion of the ribbon, which is red. When you have it in the middle on the white indicator, it prints no ink at all. It just leaves a stencil for copying purposes. When you have it up top on the blue indicator, it prints the top portion of the ribbon, which is black. We're going to move that down for red. Beautiful. Super responsive. I have it on low touch, and you can type as fast as you want in this without any problems. And it is about as loud as it gets when it comes to typewriters. They did not try to dampen the sound on this at all. Pica typeface, prints 10 characters per inch. Beautiful print. To pull the page out easier, there's a switch on the right side. Flip that towards you. It unlocks the rollers underneath the platen line. You can pull the page out easier. Load thicker paper like carbon copy or cardstock. Also straighten the page. Make sure you flip that back before you load the next page, or else it won't load correctly. I'm going to flip this down for now and put the color back on black. So this came with the original receipt. Portland, Maine, 7275, brand new, 1966. Pretty cool. Shift on each side, a shift lock on the left. To clear that, just hit the shift button again. Backspace on the left side. Very smooth. Tab on the top right. This has a high-tech tab set and clear fast action. So they went from having the tabs on the back on the older versions to having them on the keyboard fast action right here on the right side. Right now we have tabs set on 10 space intervals, so I'm just going to hit clear on each one of them. So now we shouldn't have any tabs. It's got a nice tab break, but I always like to set one somewhere in the middle so that way when you hit the tab button, it doesn't go slamming all the way to the end, causing wear and tear on your typewriter by hitting that set button right there. Very good. Below that is MR, stands for margin release. When you get to the end of the margin, there's a mechanism that blocks you from printing. Hit that MR button. It does allow you to type past that all the way to the end. Open the hood. All the brand new ribbons loaded on the left, so it's pulling to the right. If you want to switch that direction manually, there's a switch right above the backspace. You flip it up, it'll pull to the left. Flip it down, it pulls to the right. It's got an automatic reverse on either side. When it gets to the end of the ribbon, it will pull on this with the eyelet, which is a little metal piece on the end, and swap the direction automatically, so you don't have to change that manually unless you want to. Touch control, all the way right is low, all the way left is high. That just loads a spring that's connected to all the keys that increases the touch, and I was able to type as fast as I wanted on low, depending on your preference as far as how much pressure there is when you hit the keys. You can play with that. Carriage release on both sides. And this doesn't have a carriage lock because the case has basically like a carriage locking mechanism. I'm not sure if I can fit this in, but on the top sides here, there and there on the right, that locks the carriage into place, so it doesn't need a carriage lock. Carriage release, it's got the nice metal ones on this older version versus the newer versions that have the hard plastic ones that break off all the time. Super smooth carriage glide. If you pull out the lever on the left knob, it disables the spacing so you can get to an exact spot on the page. You push it in, you get the clicks. Each one of those clicks is one space. And the same concept with this lever on the very inside of the left side of the platen here. push it down, disables the spacing, push it up, you get the clicks, and it has a page gauge on the inside there, and it'll just warn you when you get close to the bottom of the end of the page. If you load it at 11, it just on the left side it starts to warn you when you're getting close to the end. And that's it. Now available on eBay or Etsy or my new website, brooksawantiques.com.